everyone, and welcome to K7 Vedic Astrology. Today our video is about the solar eclipse which is going to happen on the 21st of June 2020. We will talk about the timings, the start time, the end time of the eclipse. We will talk about the do's and don'ts during the eclipse, and we will also talk about the signs on which this eclipse will have a direct impact. Positive or negative is dependent on your personal chart, depending on how the planetary placement is in your chart. That will define whether the impact is going to be positive or negative. But the signs which I will mention are the signs on which the impact would be direct. They will feel good or bad, but they would feel that they will experience the solar eclipse. Okay, so start off with the eclipse is going to start on at 9:15 a.m. on 21st of June, and it will reach its maximum point at around 12:05 or 12:04 p.m. and then it will come down and it will end by around 3:40 p.m. on 21st of June. Now, a solar eclipse, I'm just going to try to simplify it as much as possible. Imagine a solar eclipse to be a very, very powerful phenomena. It is just like, taking a new birth. It's just like transforming into a new being. It's that's the kind of spiritual connection that can be established with a solar eclipse. Over here, or like a new birth, you can say. So just like a woman goes into labor before giving birth, the sun is also going to go into labor before the eclipse, and that labor time will start at around 9:40 p.m. a night before, on the 20th of June. So actually the eclipse will start, or the entire story of eclipse will start at around 9:40 p.m. on the night of 20th of June, and it will continue till next day till around 3:40 p.m. Okay, so ideally, this time period is going to be like really a time period which is going to be a little bit difficult. This is also going to be a time period which is going to be like really, really active. The energies are going to be like really active. So basically, people who are watching this video, it is my humble request to all of you that the information that I'm going to share with you regarding the solar eclipse and the do's and don'ts, I would request you to either follow them completely or don't follow them at all. Don't be just like hanging in between. Why? The reason why is because I don't want you to have some kind of confusion, or I don't want you to use your own logic to make things work the way it works for me. That philosophy should not be applied at this moment on this particular eclipse, because if you're going to follow the instructions as per the scriptures, then on the night of 20th of June, starting like 9:30, let's just say 9:30 onwards, please do not eat anything, nothing at all. Please do not involve yourself in any kind of activity, any kind of pleasure, any kind of work, anything. Just don't involve yourself in anything. The only thing you should involve yourself with should be chanting a particular mantra. And the mantra chanting is also supposed to be like a whisper. You don't have to be like Om Namah Shivaya or like I'm just chanting in my mind. No, it has to be a whisper. So why a whisper? Because the vibration has gone really down. There is an eclipse, but the vibration is still there. So you need to connect, or you need to send your vibration to the universe, but at a very gentle, very soft, very mild manner, in a very, very gentle manner. So you're going to say like Om Namah Shivaya, something like this. This should be our, how we're going to do our mantra. So basically, during this time, do not eat anything. Do not, you can have water, but don't try to avoid as much as possible. Just don't do anything. The people who are following it strictly would also guide you to not even use the toilet too many times unless it's absolutely necessary. Just keep yourself away from it. Like maybe, if you find a piece of cloth lying in your home and you see that maybe I should stitch it and I will fix it and I will utilize this time, don't do that. This is not the time for doing all those things. This is not a time to go out. This is a time to stay in your home. This is not a time to look up in the sky and see how the eclipse look like. This is a time to stay in your home. Okay, and this is a time to just sit there and meditate and do a lot of mantra chanting. Why? Because it will give you a positive transformation. If you don't do that, then this great opportunity will be just lost. It will come and go, or maybe the opportunity might just turn into a sort of a threat. So instead of doing that, best thing to do is like starting 9:30 p.m. on the night of 20th of June, you just finish off whatever you wanted to eat and everything, do your job, and from that on, just go to sleep like a regular night. If you want to meditate, it's good. Just go off to sleep. The next day, when you wake up, take a shower. Do not eat anything, no breakfast. There is no need to have any fruits. There is no need to have any juice or milk. No. Try to avoid it. Don't actually cook anything. And if there are like really, old people or young kids, children or pregnant women, for them, because it can be really difficult for them, in that situation, what you can do is like maybe they can eat, but even they should not eat while the eclipse is going on, especially starting from 9:15 a.m. Till 1:30, at least till 1:30 on the 21st of June. They should not eat anything. Before that, maybe they can, because considering their health. But for an active person, active man or a woman who can, then they should try to avoid eating anything. For the ones, I'm sure the Indian people must be aware, but still I will share it, that if you have already cooked something, or your food item, or even water and everything, it's recommended to put kusha into it, or tulsi leaf. So tulsi, I'm sure, I think it's called basil leaf. So put it in your food item, if at all there is any food item which is cooked. Ideally you should have nothing cooked, but if it's something there which is cooked, put these things in your food item and keep them separately. Okay. So the do's is that meditate, do mantras with a whisper, not too loud, not inside your mind. It has to be spoken, but gently spoken. Don'ts is like, don't eat anything, don't engage yourself with any kind of activity, don't engage yourself with creating something, working something, reading something, unless you're reading a scripture which is is kind of connecting you with yourself. Like, I would not recommend you to read like a book which is like a general book. Instead of that, if it's like something like Gita or something some ancient scripture with a quoted message, yes, you can do that. Or if you have anything that you find really interesting or really enlightening, then yeah, go ahead, you may read that. But do not engage yourself in any kind of pleasure, any kind of activity. So that's the do's and the don'ts. And the timing, I will repeat the timing once again. It starts at 9:15 a.m. on this is the timing of the eclipse. 9:15 a.m. on 21st of June. At around 12:04 it becomes maximum, and at around 3:40 or something like that, it ends completely. Okay. And but you can say the starting point from when we should start observing the eclipse or the energies at work, just start observing that starts on a day before, on the 20th of June at around 9:30 p.m. So starting from that time, you can assume yourself to be entering into that solar eclipse zone. Okay, so that's the timing, the do's and don'ts. Now the impact. People who are born or who have a strong connection with the zodiac sign of Gemini, they need to be like really extra careful. They need to be like really do in fact more mantras, In fact, do try to observe more hygiene, try to observe more spirituality, if you would like to. And people born in Gemini, then Libra, and then Sagittarius. Yeah, Gemini, Libra, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. So these are the signs, 4 signs that I've mentioned. People born in these signs will observe a direct connection with this eclipse. Good or bad depends completely on your personal chart, whether you will receive good outcome from this solar eclipse or not. But basically, since it's an eclipse, it's not supposed to be a very strong time, so you can experience strong kind of reactions. You can experience strong kind of mental reactions inside you, or things happening outside you. So the request to all of you is to remain calm, remain patient. Do not get excited by reading posts and reading stories on the internet, whose authenticity is not sure. Do not do not put a lot of pressure on yourself. Do not carry a lot of burden on yourself. It is not a time to do all those things. It is a time to actually relax. It's a time to actually meditate, and meditate with yourself. Feel your own vibration. The energies would be really strong this time. So if you try to connect yourself, or if you try to do the mantra, it will give you good results. So instead of probably going online and just reading, researching, or what's happening in some part of the country, I would recommend that we should actually focus right now, shift entire focus on yourself, on your self-discovery, on your self-growth, on your self-discipline, on your self-development. So, these are the few things that you should probably focus on. So the signs that I've mentioned, I will mention them again. The sign of Gemini, the sign of Libra, the sign of Sagittarius, and the sign of Aquarius. These people should be, they're going to receive like a direct, would be able to build a direct connection with the eclipse. So make the best use of your time instead of, letting this opportunity go. Even if the time is going to be tough, still if you meditate, or if you do your mantra, or if you just follow a little bit of self discipline and cleansing, maybe the toughness gets reduced. So I think that is all. This is a very short video I wanted to make because I felt that I should share about the solar eclipse. There is again another important thing, that this eclipse is not an eclipse to be afraid of or to be feared. There are eclipses these are regular phenomena which keep on happening, but the energy definitely impacts us all, because life on our planet is existing primarily because there is sun in the sky, or sun is there in our solar system. Without sun there is no life, and this life is getting eclipsed. So definitely it is going to have some kind of impact on us. So whether you're a believer of astrology or not, whether you're a believer of anything Vedic or anything, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not, because the sun does not need your belief. It's a fact. It's there. So that's why it's my humble request to remain indoors on 21st of June until the time the eclipse ends. And also, the moment the eclipse ends, like maybe by around 3:30 or 4, you should take a shower. You should take a nice bath, actually. If you have Ganga water at your home, please use that and mix it in your regular water, and take a bath in that. And if you are luckily living in some place which has Ganga nearby, maybe you can go out and take a dip in Ganga. That is not a bad idea. That's actually a good idea too. So, and another additional thing that I would like to share with you all is that the mantra that you can do, which is really good, would be Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is a very good mantra for all of us to do. Or you can do Om Namah Shivaya, or you can simply chant Om. These are three really easy to pronounce and really effective and powerful mantras that can be done during the eclipse. You can start to do this, before you go to bed in the evening, like on the night of 20th of June, like just chanting it softly between your mouth, between your lips actually, and then going off to sleep. And then while the eclipse is going on, that time it is very good to have your asana, like a place to sit. Sit separately, like you don't have to sit in groups. Sit separately and just do Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This mantra. It's a beautiful mantra. This mantra will give you prosperity, and this mantra will take away the ill effects of the eclipse, you can say, or other planetary positions. So this is a good mantra to do. And so that's additional thing that I want to add. And also another thing is, like, while the eclipse is going on, it's also recommended to keep the curtains and the doors closed, right? The curtains should also be pulled, so that the vibrations or the radiations don't come in contact with you directly. So if you can avoid it, it's really great. So with that, I would like to thank you again. Thank you very much for watching this video, and namaste.